Aggie,
There I am.
are
I'm
you
sorry.
making your egg cream?
I was just frothing up my egg cream here.
Okay.
Cheers to us.
Cheers to us. Gonna drink this on camera. Chocolate milk and sparkling soda. And cheers.
Ding. If you're good enough for Bartlett, it's good enough for me, you know? Mmm. Nothing like seltzer and dairy product.
Ooh. It's kind of like chocolate milk if it just gave up a little bit, like it was going through a divorce.
Yeah, chocolate milk, but a little sad. Just a little sad. Yeah. I will continue drinking this throughout the podcast, so listen for my slurps because I am very thirsty,
Can't
despite
wait
this
to,
being
can't wait to edit
just
those
okay.
out.
Keep them in.
No,
The
they're
people want to
piercing.
hear.
They're piercing.
The people want to hear the slurps.
Ooh. Ooh. I don't know how I feel about that. All right. Well, maybe we should get right into the podcast.
Maybe we should
I
clap.
think I'm clapping this week, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. This is The West Wing, Season 2, Episodes 7 through 10. And I have a brief, Maggie, that I have written. I'm not going to try and improvise it on the spot. For those of you who are just joining, we do a brief every week, and it started because we were watching Suits, and now we do this because it's The West Wing, another law procedural. So here we go. In dual holiday episodes at our favorite White House, so many demons are stirring, we wish it was just a mouse. Thanksgiving brings turkeys and refugees on a boat, and Leo's political sister may not get the vote. Sam and Daddy B have a lot to say about space, and Josh is forced to pick a new stamp and can't decide on the face. CJ has to eat crow on Air Force One and wear a Notre Dame hat. And possible rumors from an ex that she is good in bed. Well, how about that? In an Emmy-worthy turn for Josh, it's anything but light. Merry Christmas to all. Let's hope he doesn't put up another fight.
Brava.
Thank you.
Incredible.
Thank you. I don't know if it's incredible, but it was written.
So much happens in these episodes that I literally forgot about the entire space Mars landing.
But that was kind of a big deal.
Kind of a huge deal.
It's kind of a huge deal. This was a lot. We packed a punch because the way that we're watching it, which is 4 episodes at a time, we happened to get Thanksgiving and Christmas in this cute little chunk of episodes.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes the episodes are like, oh, they're pretty light, and feels like it's setting up a lot. And there's a lot of things that I probably missed. And then in the next 4 episodes, I'm going to be like, oh, dang, I didn't even talk about that because I didn't even know it was going to be important.
Well, the great news is we can always talk about it later.
It's true. You can never stop talking about the West Wing.
We could never. We might one day, but for now, we are in it. And before we get in, I do want to say thank you to all the new people who are following us and who are listening. And Maggie, ballpark, based on all the comments of the video you posted about Ainsley Hayes, how many people between Instagram and TikTok said they named their daughter after Ainsley? Did you see?
At least like 20 people, which
20,
first
maybe
of all,
30. I mean, it was so many people. So many of you out there have named your daughter after Ainsley, and it's such a small population who has found this particular video too. So I'm so curious, like what the mass population of Ainsleys. We should go and look and see if that was like the most popular name then.
it should be. I was first of all relieved that so many people liked Ainsley because I was a little nervous, as
You did
I
ask
said.
me. You said, "Am
I
I
was
going to
like,
get eaten up by
I'm
the
about to
internet?"
get eaten alive because I'm sure she does something horrendous. And I have been sleeping well knowing that Ainsley is beloved by West Wing watchers and that people
Yes.
don't like Mandy, because that was also something I was like, am I a jerk for not liking Mandy?
But it's not
So I
Maura
love
Kelly
that.
that you didn't like. You just didn't like the character of Mandy. I think Maura Kelly is
Exactly.
great. They
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
do her
she's
a
great.
service by writing a shit character for her.
Absolutely. Also, Ainsley is an adorable name.
Oh my gosh. Ainsley?
So
I
cute.
just really, I'm going to go look that up. How many people, like when did Ainsley really just surge?
A huge spike in 2000.
Probably another one in 2026 after listening to this.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right. Should we start talking about these 4 episodes? Because there
Let's
is
do
a
it.
lot.
Let's do it.
First of all, I would like to talk about my favorite press secretary, CJ Craig.
Oh, mine
And
too.
these 4 episodes were a doozy for her. Okay. She, first of all, has to, like you mentioned in your brief, she has to do the overnight trip to Portland and wear a Notre Dame hat all
Yes.
because she made fun of them, like made light of them ahead of the Michigan game. And not only is President Bartlett a fighting Irish, but so is Danny Kincannon. And so he
Yeah.
also is pranking her this entire flight. She has to just sit on this dinky little bus, giving everyone like a substitute teacher, getting people ready for a field trip. And that's her job.
Yeah.
That's her
That's an
job.
exhausting job.
So exhausting because not only that, then it's Thanksgiving week, which is stressful enough. Last year she was sick during Thanksgiving, so she has no idea what needs to happen. Turns out she does everything and no one else does anything. So
Yes.
much so that she even has turkeys in her office. She has to decide which one's the most photogenic and which one gets
Eric and Troy.
no pardon. Eric and Troy. What
Eric and
names
Troy.
for turkey?
I know. Well, how do you name a turkey, though? I've never really thought about the names of turkeys until this show.
What would you name two turkeys?
Well, it depends. You know, I always said if I had two cats, that would be Mungo, Jerry, and Rumple Teaser, you know, because I like pairs of things. So, you know, it might be like, I don't know, what's a pair of something?
Leg and thigh,
Leg and thigh? Yeah, I feel like that's,
wing and breast.
yeah, that'd be awful, though, to name them after their own parts that are about to get slaughtered.
Oh,
I don't know, though, maybe it's better than giving them cute names like Eric and Troy,
Human
where
names.
they are, if you're really bought in.
I feel like a name for a turkey needs to be something like Samuel.
Okay, why is that?
Or like turkeys are a serious bird. They were almost the national bird. Did you know
I
that?
had no idea.
Instead of the eagle, it was almost the turkey.
Oh, man.
That's how important they are to our nation. And so
That's-
they deserve a name that like Eric and Troy even are a little like, okay.
Can
See you
you
at the frat
imagine?
house, Eric and Troy. But it
Can you
should be
imagine it-
like Samuel.
What if we had for Thanksgiving? We had eagles and dressing instead of turkeys and dressing. If they had like swapped roles.
Oh gosh. No, I think
that
eagle
awful?
meat would be too tough. Too
Yeah,
tough.
probably. Too tough.
Too tough. Anyways, tough job for her. Tough
Yeah.
pranks. She also has to sing, like lead everyone in song. And it just made me think like about her and this story is that she is one of the only women working in this administration. And people might think like, wow, they're just poo-pooing on her. Like they were like Ainsley was getting harassed.
Sure.
But I do not believe this to be true about CJ.
Okay.
I believe it's because she can do things like the jackal and she can take it and she can sling it back. And so it's fun to poke fun at CJ and make her do these things because she's game for it.
Yeah.
It's
I agree.
it's lighthearted. It's
agree. I
not
do-
workplace harassment.
I forgot to mention something about them being on Air Force One because I don't know if we're going to talk about it again. But this is the first time, based on my little fun fact research, this is the first time we see an episode in Air Force One. And a lot of people behind the scenes were calling it the fly and talk instead of the walk and talk because they basically were doing the same thing, just walking around, kind of yelling at each other with blue folders, except on that big old plane. That is a big old plane.
That was my favorite so Sam is having this freak out moment about this speech that he's not happy with that has to be delivered at 8 a.m., like as soon as they land in Portland.
Yes.
And Toby's like, well, we should just walk around about it. And he's like, we're on a plane. And it's like, well, yeah, shoot. Like that they're kind of self-aware about
Yeah.
it, that they do a lot of walking and talking, but now they're stuck on this plane.
Yeah.
Was great. And all the calls going back and forth and how President Bartlett just loves being on the plane. He's so
he's so
poetic
excited.
about it.
Yeah, he
What
loves
a
it.
poet.
He really is. For an economist, he's also a poet. And it's not the last time that we're going to see a scene on Air Force One. Just saying.
Good.
Just letting you know. Okay? Not to ruin any of your predictions, but it does come back again.
Well, I'm going to edit my predictions right now.
Okay.
Something else besides flying, which I love, and besides CJ Craig, which I love, is that this takes place, one of these episodes is Thanksgiving. And you know Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays.
It is. It's
A
like
holiday.
you're obsessed with Thanksgiving.
Just about food. Just like, don't bring gifts. Just come eat a bunch of food. Bring a side dish.
bunch of brown fruit. It's a lot of beige. A lot of beige food.
So
at
much
Thanksgiving.
beige food.
So much beige food.
The best food is beige food, though, honestly,
Depo.
in a lot of ways.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
That, like, I only eat at Thanksgiving.
Or just your favorite food that, yeah, I mean, you can eat it at another time. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think it would probably be stuffing because I can't think of a time I eat stuffing or dressing. I don't eat that outside of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like mashed potatoes. I'll whip some mashed potatoes up tonight. Bring them on. I love me some mashed potatoes.
Right.
So I eat that more frequently. But I think that stuffing is like a Thanksgiving food that I don't eat outside of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we've spent a lot of Thanksgivings together. I think we eat dressing though.
Yeah, we eat dressing, but I'm using it interchangeably. You
Sure.
know,
There's a
I
distinction.
think people do. There is because the stuffing actually is stuffed in the
Stuffed
bird.
inside of the bird. Yeah.
But
I'm a
when people
dressing
say
girl.
stuffing, yeah, when people say stuffing, they mean dressing. Who cooks it in the bird anymore?
Some people
Fancy
do.
people.
Some people do. I
People
think they
you
think
know?
it. I think yeah. Some people on the internet that I know by proxy just because I follow them. That kind of that kind of knowing of people.
Do they know you? Are they going to be like,
I don't
Amanda
know.
Austin is following my
I
Thanksgiving?
bet if I polled all my friends, I could find somebody who actually stuffs it in the bird. They really
I
just
don't.
stuff it up in there.
That feels so dangerous to me. Like so, like germy. Even though the bird obviously is cooked all the way.
Yeah.
I think we used to growing up have stuffing, but
Yeah, we
now as
never
I've
did
grown
stuffing.
older,
We've always done
never.
dressing. It's like the one thing my mom knows how to make. Sorry if you decided to start listening, Mom, but this is the one thing that you know how to make.
This is it. It's good. She does a good job with it.
It's good. It's a good.
She's
It's a
got a
good
good long
recipe.
recipe. But I love this and the fact that this episode is happening and in it two moments that really scream Thanksgiving to me. The first is President Bartlett has Charlie running around trying to get the perfect knife, but turns out he already has this perfect knife. It is a knife that's been handed down from generation to generation. It was made by Paul Revere,
What?
which kind of an important person in American history, President Bartlett.
Yeah. But
And
his
he
family
gives
is so
that
important. And so it kind of makes sense that they have access to a Paul Revere knife.
It is interesting that his family is so embedded in American history that he
Yeah.
has a Paul Revere Thanksgiving knife and
Yeah.
he has been voted president. I feel like that's not going to happen. You know, people are like, we need an outsider now. But back in 2000, people were like,
We got to
give
have
us the
somebody who's got,
Bartletts.
yeah, somebody who has a Paul Revere knife is really what we're looking for.
That's
Yeah.
kind of like the prerequisite.
I think it's so
he
sweet
gives it to
that he's doing it.
Charlie.
Yeah, I know that he gives it to Charlie. Charlie is being worn out by Daddy B to get this knife. I mean, he is trying everything and then finally discovers at the end, I mean, way to bury the lead that like this knife is handed down to Charlie, which is like, I was thinking about this when I was watching it, how Charlie's character literally came in for, is that rain?
That's right.
Wow. That Charlie's character literally came in for a messenger job. And now he is dating the president's daughter, being handed down a knife from him from Paul Revere. He is in every single room where it happens except for like the Situation Room. What a wild time for that character to sit back and be like, dang, how did I get here? You know?
Yes. I have two things on Charlie too, but first, do you think that he gave him the knife because he's his assistant and he's going above and beyond for the job, or because he sees him as a potential future son-in-law?
I think it's a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. That's a big gift to give to like the kid that is dating your daughter.
Yeah.
Kind of a huge gift.
Kind of huge gift. That's
I would
crazy.
almost be like, if I was the FLOTUS, I'd be like, hey, dude, they're 20 years old.
Yeah.
Don't give him the Paul Revere knife. Let him like
She-
ask for our daughter's hand in marriage and then give him the Paul Revere knife. That's an incredible gift.
Rizzo is out healing people with surgery, doing some pink lady dances. Like she's out there doing a lot and she's not even probably paying attention to this.
She doesn't even know. On Thanksgiving,
no
she's going to be
clue.
like, where's Paul Revere's knife?
Yeah. It's like, oh, gave it to Charlie. You what? Okay. Well, move on to the
Okay,
next
whatever.
thing. Yeah.
I guess he's here at Thanksgiving with our family. Charlie had such good advice twice in this episode. The first is on Air Force One when they're talking about the teacher shortage. And Charlie suggests that if they paid for teachers' colleges, then more people would sign up to be teachers because they could get a degree,
Yeah.
which is something that a lot of places do now. And
Oh, really?
I think it does help. Yeah. I believe UNT does it in a partnership with Dallas ISD, or they were talking, it was in the works. So if you go to UNT for teaching, you can get your degree.
And then how long do you have to be a teacher?
I don't even know if there's a commitment afterwards.
There has to
but
be a
It's an
commitment.
education degree. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I'm
have
not-
to look into the deets.
yeah,
I'm not there
going back-
anymore, so.
Yeah. And I'm not going back to school for that. So, but I'm glad that they're doing that.
Me too.
Charlie.
Because teachers.
Charlie foreshadowing 26 years before.
Girl.
Girl.
He also had good advice on when the president gets into a little hot water because he says he doesn't like green beans, and Charlie says like, "Oh, don't bring the green beans." He doesn't like it. That's kind of Charlie says, "You know what? We can trust the American people that he just doesn't like green beans. We don't have to make a big deal about it to worry about losing Oregon bean farmers." But I think, I mean, they take that advice, and I think that I would like to believe that's true. I don't know if that is true about the American people. I think we like to see people eat beans if they've
You think?
offended us about beans. Yeah, we like people like eat crow, but we're like, nah, eat your beans.
Eat them. Eat them.
You said you don't like green beans?
I'm
Eat
growing
some green beans.
right now.
Your garden is thriving, Amanda.
Thank you. My garden is thriving, and as soon as I have some green beans, I'm going to eat them for Bartlett since he doesn't want to. I'll eat them here on this podcast.
Okay, Depo, what vegetable would get you in hot water with delegates or with people, with voters?
I don't think there is one.
You eat every single vegetable?
Well, there's some I like more than others, but I don't. There's not a vegetable. Name them?
Yeah, name them.
Not a vegetable, but
name the vegetable that you hate the most.
I can't think of a vegetable that I hate the most.
That's amazing.
What about you?
I'm really not a huge green bean fan, but I do eat green beans. I mean, again,
Okay.
I eat all of them, but I wouldn't be like, bring the green beans
Interesting.
unless it's a casserole at Thanksgiving.
Yeah. No, I like green beans. Yeah, there's not really a vegetable that I don't like. My okra is thriving. A lot of people don't like okra because of the slime on it.
You gonna fry that up?
I'm going to fry it, and I'm going to have so much okra that I'm going to have to like pickle and can it, I think, because I don't.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. I don't know if I'm going to pickle it and just do the kind where you like pickle it and you put it in the refrigerator for about a month and it's good. And then after that, you got to throw it out. Or if I can it and then I've got okra for a year.
I mean, realistically, you love okra so much, you're going
do.
through those cans in a month.
I am.
You're going to be sitting down,
Also,
watching
though,
West Wing, eating okra.
Okra, note to people that we know, is too much okra can increase the likelihood of kidney stones. So if you are prone to kidney stones, you should not eat very much okra. Like a serving a week max.
Did you learn this because people we know are prone to kidney stones?
I learned it because earlier today, after I went out in my garden and found a watermelon and found a cantaloupe that had been hiding because they're vining so much I couldn't even see them, and I had to get in there because I had to do some self-pollinating today. Okay, I had to pollinate my watermelon and then pollinate my cantaloupe. Where you like take the male flower and then wipe it on the female flower because otherwise you'll lose them. So I was out there pollinating, okay? It was supervised. It was consensual, okay?
Use it or lose it is what I
yeah.
always say about self-pollination.
And then I saw this okra and I'm like, I've got a real okra issue on my hands. Like I have really gone above and beyond. And so I started Googling like how to can it or whatever and then like recipes. So I just went down an okra rabbit hole for 15 minutes and it kept popping up over and over again. Also, if you take any kind of blood thinners for like heart things, like heart issues, then it can negate any of that. So
Dang.
basically, I'm going to have to give the okra away to most, and not within my family, except for me. I can have okra.
I can have some okra.
Yeah, you can have okra. Anywho.
Anywho, some fun bits there. Happy Thanksgiving. I know holidays can be a stressful time too, but I think that none was more stressful than this time for Leo, our dear friend,
Yeah,
chief of staff.
Yeah, this is tough because he is like finally going through a divorce, which he's sort of been in denial this entire time. He's been living in a hotel and he kind of keeps talking. You know, when he does see Mallory, we've seen in past episodes, he acts like they're maybe going to get back together. How's your mother? Like, she's not coming back. This is over.
No. The papers have been sent and they are like, we are donezo forever. His assistant,
outta
Margaret,
here.
is so worried. Get out of here.
Get out of here, Leo.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah. So she's worried he's going to start drinking again or start using his little pills again. Then his little sister or big sister, I don't know the relationship. I feel like it's got to be a little sister. She's big in education. She's a superintendent. She gets recommended for a position in government.
Yeah.
Toby really wants her because he wants to have
time.
a fight about school prayer. But turns out there's a picture of her like gleefully standing behind these kids getting handcuffed for praying. And Leo's like, what are you thinking? And she called the photographer to get the pic for publicity.
Yeah, that's
What
a
a-
little much.
Bonehead.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah.
It's like when people are in education for power and not the kids.
Yeah, and I don't know if she was in it for power, but it kind of like that is a power move to try and do that. And she's also kind of shocked that like this was even a big deal. But she knew it was going to be a big deal because she called the reporter and she stirred up the drama. So I don't know.
She's like, no press is bad press. And Leo's like, actually, this is very bad press. Take your name out of the drawing. Take your name out of it.
Take it out. Get
Do
it out
not
of here.
want that.
Get it out of here.
Get it out.
Get it out of here.
Then he also has this issue with Josh, which is a big doozy
Yes.
of an issue. Because Josh, there's like a whole episode 10 is all a flashback where Josh is meeting with the PTSD people.
Well, it's not a flashback. I mean, half of it's flashback. The meeting is current.
The meeting is happening, and it flashes back to 3 weeks prior when it's Christmas at the White House. He's meeting with the ATVA rep, the ATVA psychologist. And it's like basically everyone's worried about him because he's kind of been losing it. Like yelling at the president. He broke his hand, and he said he broke it like slamming a drink down, but he actually punched a glass window. He's can't be around music. He's just freaking out. He in the middle of a Yo-Yo Ma concert at the White House. He has a panic attack.
Yep.
So poor Josh Lyman is really catching
Going
up to
through.
him.
Yeah, he's going through it. It's also interesting that they kind of touched on it before this, like how they were all dealing with it. And remember that there were some news outlets who wanted to do interviews immediately after the shooting. And CJ wasn't ready and others weren't quite ready. So I'm glad that they brought it back up. I don't know if it's a fun fact or not. It's just a fact. This was a really big deal in 2000 because people really weren't talking about PTSD as much. And I think you had made in our notes, like this is pretty common now, but it wasn't then. And it got a lot of praise for the way that they dealt with it because they dealt with it in a way that it wasn't like back then when they had serious episodes for things. It would be like, now, in a very special episode this week, Josh deals with, remember they used to do that with a lot of like sitcoms and after school shows, and they dealt with it kind of head on. And Josh Lyman, Bradley Whitford, who we're waiting until he sets a date to come on the podcast, he received an Emmy that year. And they're saying it's largely because of the performance in this episode, because it was just so different than what he's had to do. So I thought that was interesting. Another fun fact about this episode, because remember, we're coming out of back in 2000, we still have the Hanging Chad situation, and we have the mess of the 2000 general election. So the Noel, this Christmas episode, was the only West Wing episode to air in December that year because they were supposed to have a couple of others, but they were still covering the election. And then they were also had Al Gore's concession speech. And so that happened on a Wednesday night too. And so the Noel had to basically carry the West Wing for the entire month of December because they weren't going to air anything else. Because like there's Christmas specials and stuff like that right before, the holidays, like whatever the network wants to run. So it was the only episode. I think it did its job because this is a highly talked about and acclaimed episode, which is interesting because in season 1, we had In Excelsis Deo, which was also the Christmas episode, and everybody talked about that. So it's like Sorkin does a great job in season 1, and then somebody's like, well, how are you going to top that? It's like, well, hold my eggnog. Here we go. And he comes
Hold
up
my
with,
egg cream.
Yeah, hold my egg cream. He comes up with Noel. So I don't know. Interesting.
Christmas is a great backdrop for these episodes because I think at Christmas, a lot of feelings do come up. So in season 1, Toby sees this veteran who reminds him of his own brother, right? No, it's just no.
The veteran
he
that
sees
had
this
his
veteran
coat.
who has his coat, and he's just so deeply touched by this. In real life, it was the writer's dad or something, whatever. But so he has this deeply touching moment with the backdrop of Christmas when everyone is, even if you don't celebrate it, the season just has this joyous community. We do this every year, traditions, lights, all of it. And so that backdrop to deal with all your heavy emotions, I think really brings it to light.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. I did like that it was a Christmas episode. I was like, maybe this year their theme's going to be Melikaliki Laka, but instead it's Yo-Yo Maka, Yo-Yo Ma.
Yo-Yo Maka. It was a big deal to have Yo-Yo Ma there. And
He was huge back then.
Yeah, he was so huge. Also, fun fact, and you may know this, but I was this morning years old when I found out that Dule Hill, who plays Charlie Young, is an accomplished tap dancer and big time. Like, has been tapping like his entire life, and he was in like Bringing the Noise, Bringing the Funk, all kinds of stuff. Like, he's great. During breaks on set, when Yo Yo Ma was playing and kind of warming up, he would tap alongside him on the set of The West Wing with Yo Yo Ma, which I'm like, where is the footage of that? So then went on a deep dive also today, beyond just learning how to can okra, on Dule Hill tap dancing. So there are a handful of videos out there. He tap danced on Psych. Did you know this? Because you know him from that.
I feel like, why do I feel like I've seen him tap dancing? And I was like, is he really tap dancing?
Oh, he's really tap dancing. I can tell you, as a tap dancer, that boy can tap.
He can tap.
He
tap
can
that.
Tap that. We're just saying, tap that.
Tap it.
Tap it.
Tap, 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 tap.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I wish I could tap dance, but not have to do any of like the formal training and practice. I wish I could just do it.
Couple of other things.
Let's see. Yeah, just a couple other things from these 4 episodes. First of all, I did remember that there was this Mars thing happening because the president's going to give this live speech to children at all the elementary schools and answer questions. And CJ's like, don't answer all of them. Pass some of them off to the experts. But he knows all the answers because he is obsessed with space.
Oh my gosh.
President Bartlett is obsessed with so many things.
He's obsessed.
And
Yeah,
he's
he's
so good
such a
at knowing
nerd.
it all.
He knows every fact that ever was. Truly.
He's like, national parks, galaxies, outer space, all of it.
Yeah, he knows so much stuff. And he kind of goes to town with that speech, and so does Sam.
Right, because the NASA writer has written it, and Sam tries to get him to make some edits beforehand, and he's like, dude, we're both writers. And Sam's like, okay, well, not the same level.
Right.
So as the president is reading the teleprompter, he's like, who wrote this? This is awful. And Sam improvises the perfect speech for the president to give that's in his voice, and it's authentic, and it's poetic, and it's inspiring, and it's not just facts and boring.
Oh,
not just boring.
Another highly quoted speech by Sam Seaborn later on. Writers, speech writers, everybody have talked about, like, this is like peak Sorkinism, that speech, which it is. It's so eloquent.
So eloquent. I do think Sorkin does such a good job because we see all these small moments with characters, but then when they get a moment to really give their monologue, it's so impactful and powerful.
Yeah. You know how CJ has the fishbowl in her office from the goldfish from Danny Kincannon? So that's our Easter egg. So during this episode, all of the rocks in CJ's fishbowl are red as a nod to Mars. So there are red rocks in there that are red. So, we got to keep looking for those Easter eggs, Maggie. I mean, I know it's August, but we still got to look for the Easter eggs.
I didn't even see the fish. They're like, I was distracted. I didn't even see them. I gotta be looking harder for those.
Maybe look harder. Tiny little red rocks in there.
Tiny little red rocks. They don't even get to Mars. They're just so sad.
I know.
Among the many other things that were sad in that episode, like a tanker. I don't know. Lots of crises.
Yep.
The other thing about Sam that I thought was kind of funny is he goes to this event with CJ to go see this composer, and it's something that they have to go to, right? And Mallory is going to be there, and she is now dating a hockey player. And he says, I haven't talked to her since season 1, since the Lori story came out, since she was in the newspaper featured with a call girl in a photo. And he's just like, I haven't even talked to her because, like, I didn't really do anything. He's kind of like heeming and hawing. And he goes, I don't even understand what dating is anymore. And I was just like, Sam Seaborn, this is before dating got so complicated.
Yeah.
Like, this is before Tinder and Match and before internet dating. And if he's having trouble now, I can only fanfic imagine how tough of a time Sam Seaborn is having in the dating scene.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? He would be eaten alive on Hinge.
Like, there's just ghosting someone because you're on the newspaper with a call girl. Maybe just a text. Maybe a beeper. You know.
Oh gosh,
quick
the
call.
beeper. The beeper.
Send her a
Let's.
beep.
What else do we have?
Oh, also just noting that Ainsley is not heavily featured in these 4 episodes, which was very sad for me. But when she is featured, she is desperately trying to get a Fresca in the White House.
Aren't we all trying to get a Fresca?
Girl, I feel like I started drinking Fresca again maybe last year, and now I cannot stop drinking Fresca.
I just bought a 24-pack of Fresca at Sam's Club for $11.
Incredible purchase.
Incredible purchase.
That's a great deal.
It was so good. There was only a few of them left. I think it was just a real, it was a real steal, you know?
A run on Fresca.
A run on Fresca. You know, the very first time I had a Fresca
When?
was at DCH because we used it to make it in drinks. I'd never had it growing up. I thought it was like some kind of peach seltzer or something. And it's not. Fresca is the original sparkling water with all of the flavor, none of the guilt.
Grapefruit. Grapefruit.
Oh my God.
It's got grapefruit in it.
We should have been having a Fresca instead of an egg cream today.
Yeah,
In
because
honor
I'll
of
tell you
Ainsley.
what. This is a little heavy, but you know what's not heavy?
What?
Fresca.
Fresca's not. This is not sponsored by Fresca, but we are not opposed to it being sponsored by Fresca. We'll drink bubblies on air like this at the risk of having a little burpees. We'll do it. Fresca?
I will literally drink anything because I'm currently drinking seltzer with chocolate milk.
Yeah.
And
So
I
really
have been
anybody
sipping
could
it.
sponsor us. Any kind of liquid could sponsor us. We'll take 2 sponsors, a sparkling and a chocolate milk, because that's what we've done here.
Mix and match.
Yeah, I think Ainsley, it's another reason, is that she, what's great about her is she knows what she wants. She wants what she wants. She's not scared to ask for it. I love her quirk of are you going to eat that? Are you going to eat that? Did you bring your lunch? Can I eat it? She's like, I'm always hungry. I want that Fresca. These are my opinions. This is the music I listen to. And she's not bothered by other people, whether they like her or not, which I think is another interesting thing. Again, the internet loves Ainsley. They loved you talking about Ainsley. Deal.
I love Ainsley. She is hungry for whatever snack you got and for her career. You know, she's hungry. She's working hard, and she is thirsty for a Fresca, but not thirsty for your hot takes on her. She doesn't care.
No,
she lives her life.
Bring it. She doesn't care.
Those are all my hot thoughts, opinions, things that happened. I know, Amanda, I missed things in these 4 episodes. These were doozies, but
They were, but it's
I
how
hope
are we
that-
we would spend 14 hours if we wanted to. And so we were just trying to hit what are the big ones? You know, right up here.
I know. And I trust that if I miss something big, Sorkin
internet will
will
tell us.
slap me in the face with it, you know, and the internet will tell me.
Yeah, usually Sorkin texts you, I think, when you miss something. So,
Yeah, he's like, girl, why didn't you pick up on this subtle thing?
Yeah,
I'm saying girl a lot today.
you are. Mm-hmm.
It's the egg cream, I think.
It's the egg cream.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's really making me feel friendly.
Is it making you feel so friendly that you'd be willing to hop on a ride and go on down to Prediction Town?
Only if it's a girl.
Girl trip.
Let's walk.
Yeah, let's do that. I was wearing high heels, so that's why. You know, I like to be fancy.
I wear my clogs,
Yeah,
but the rubber soled. Here we are. What a beautiful place.
so beautiful.
Okay, Charlie had a couple of really good takes in these episodes. I feel like he's coming off of this shooting and he's really finding himself in this role, and he's more of an advisor in a lot of ways than just an assistant. And because of this, I feel like he is gearing up to have a different place in this administration. Maybe down the line, maybe there's a second administration. I don't know what's coming, but I know this show goes for a long time. So I have a feeling we're going to see these folks for a long time.
Okay.
And I feel like he might step into a different role,
Okay.
maybe on staff in a different capacity.
Okay.
Sam and Mallory, seeing them together, I just feel like they're going to date again. They're going to find their way back to each other. I think they're good together because they both like to each other. And Leo obviously respects Sam. Sam respects Leo. So maybe we have this other relationship where it's like this fatherly position working with the guy who's dating the daughter.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I was glad to see her back, though. I like her.
Yeah.
If nothing else, in Ainsley's time on the West Wing. I think that she will convince the White House to stock Fresca because she was on a mission when we saw her in these 4 episodes.
Okay.
And I feel like when she puts her head to something, she is going to get it done.
Yeah, there's no stopping Ainsley.
Nothing's stopping her.
Nothing stopping her. Those are great predictions. Like, I can't confirm or deny because I've seen it. But as always, you're coming in hot with really strong predictions. So we got to see, where they go. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review.
And if you don't know what to say in your review, you can say, this podcast is the egg cream of the crop.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Cheers.
5 stars.
Bye.